Have you ever daydreamed about escaping on a cruise, only to wonder if now is the right time? It turns out there's never been a more exciting time to set sail. Picture this. Last month, in a span of 2 weeks, 4 brand new cruise ships have officially launched. 4 ships in just 10 days. This isn't a one-off fluke. It's a clear sign that the cruise industry is booming and ready to sweep you up in its wave of new opportunities. And this boom isn't just about shiny new vessels, it's about you and the incredible experiences waiting for you on board. In today's video, we're diving into why the cruise industry is growing so fast and what it means for you. We'll explore the new ship's arms race, how cruise lines are launching new mega ships at a record pace and constantly putting in new orders for more. We'll look at the skyrocketing demand, the surging popularity of cruising backed by impressive data and trends, and what's driving people, especially younger travelers, to choose cruising. Next, we'll touch on sustainability at sea, with the cool innovations and green technologies cruise lines are adopting to sail cleaner and smarter into the future. And we'll close with cruising's impact on travel, what this rapid growth means for the wider travel sector and for your future vacations, from more itinerary choices to better onboard experiences. Sound good? Let's set sail. If you're new here to Destination Luxe, welcome. I'm Alec, a cruise and theme park specialist, and I've sailed on countless itineraries. My mission is simple: to help busy professionals break free from living for the weekend, stretch their PTO further, and travel more often, all without burning out or going broke. I'm passionate about cruises because I truly believe they offer one of the best ways to maximize your vacation time and budget while having an absolute blast. So if that sounds like something you're into, you're in the right place. Now, let's jump into the good stuff. The remarkable growth of cruising, and see why everyone's talking about the new golden age of cruise ships. Let's start with that jaw-dropping statistic I mentioned. In November 2025, 4 new cruise ships were christened in the span of just 10 days. Think about that. 4 massive vessels from different cruise lines all making their debut practically at the same time. This included Princess Cruises' Star Princess, which was christened on November 6, 2025, Disney Cruise Line's Disney Destiny, which is November 10th, Oceania's Oceania Allura on November 13th, and Celebrity Cruises' Celebrity Excel on November 16th. It's almost as if the cruise lines were in a race to outdo each other, each unveiling their latest and greatest ships, back to back. Why does this matter to you? For one, it shows how confident the industry is right now. Cruise lines don't just launch new ships on a whim. These giants cost billions of dollars to build. The fact that so many are coming out at once is a signal that cruise companies see huge demand and a bright future. In the words of one cruise reporter, the cruise industry has absolutely been booming, and the upward trajectory is expected to continue. Just those 4 new ships alone can carry nearly 12,760 guests per sailing. That's thousands more people every week who can hop on a cruise because of the expanded capacity. It looks like plenty of people are ready to do just that. In the US alone, a record 21.7 million Americans are expected to cruise in 2026, up 4.5% from the 20.7 million projected for 2025. In other words, millions of new cruisers are joining the fun each year. And this just isn't hype. The numbers back it up. Globally, 34.6 million cruise passengers set sail in 2024, surpassing pre-pandemic levels by a hefty margin. And 2025 is on track for about 37.7 million cruisers worldwide. To put that in perspective, that's more than a 25% jump from 2019's passenger numbers, a remarkable comeback and then some. In fact, cruising is growing faster than almost any other travel segment right now. People are not just coming back to cruises after the shutdowns. More people than ever are trying it for the first time, from millennials looking for adventure to families seeking an all-in-one getaway. For you, as a traveler, this cruise ship boom means a lot of exciting possibilities. More ships means more itineraries, more cabins, and more onboard innovations to enjoy. It's like the cruise lines are saying, challenge accepted, to our insatiable wanderlust. They're meeting the demand by giving us bigger, better, and more diverse ships to choose from. Before we talk about some of these awesome new ships and features, let's touch on why demand is so high. What is fueling this golden age of cruising? It's not just your imagination. Cruising is hotter now than it was even before 2020. According to the Cruise Lines International Association, or CLIA, interest in cruising is at an all-time high. They report that the industry is seeing steady and responsible growth, with 37.7 million passengers projected in 2025. Fun fact, Over 82% of past cruisers say they plan to cruise again, and a huge chunk of international travelers who have never cruised before are now considering it. First-timers are jumping on board, making up about 1/3 of passengers in recent years, which shows that the word is spreading. People try a cruise once and they often get hooked. So, what's driving this surge in demand? Well, a few things. After the years we all spent stuck at home, travelers are eager to make up for lost time. Cruises offer an easy way to visit multiple destinations in one trip. Why settle for one island when you could wake up to a new port every day? Many folks, especially professionals with limited PTO, realize a cruise maximizes their vacation time by packing in lots of experiences. If you still think that cruising is just for retirees playing shuffleboard, think again. Gen X and Millennials are now leading the way in cruise bookings. The industry has noticed and is tailoring experiences to younger tastes, from adventure excursions and chic onboard nightlife to high-speed Wi-Fi for those working remotely from the sun deck. Cruises have become a multi-generational too. It's not unusual to see 3 generations of a family all cruising together, since ships have something for everyone. With inflation making land vacations pricier, cruises can actually be a great deal. You pay one price and you get your accommodation, transport between destinations, meals, and entertainment all included. Travelers who do the math often find that cruising gives them more bang for their buck, which is a big draw if you're watching your budget. Plus, planning a cruise is straightforward compared to coordinating flights, hotels, and activities for a multi-stop trip. The cruise line handles logistics while you just enjoy. Modern cruise ships are essentially floating resorts and theme parks. The sheer novelty and buzz of features like robotic bartenders, go-kart tracks, skydiving simulators, and water parks at sea are attracting people who might not have been interested in the traditional cruise before. And yes, all those things exist on some ships now. As you'll hear in a moment, cruise lines are in an arms race to wow guests with incredible amenities, which in turn generates excitement and demand. The bottom line, cruising has gone mainstream. In 2024, an estimated 34.6 million travelers chose to take a cruise. That's about 16% more than the number of cruisers back in 2019. It's a growth trend that's turning heads across the travel sector. Even the big financial analysts have noted that cruise bookings are outpacing 2019 levels by a wide margin. When Royal Caribbean put its newest megaship on sale, they saw the biggest booking day in their 53-year history. Think about that. More people booked that new cruise in one day than any other day ever. Clearly, there's a wave of enthusiasm for cruising, and the industry is responding in kind. All right, so demand is through the roof. How are the cruise lines keeping up and standing out? By building more ships and making them unforgettable. Let's take a tour through the major players. I'll highlight how Virgin, Celebrity, Disney, Royal Caribbean, MSC, Princess, and Carnival are each riding this wave of growth with new ships and innovations. Along the way, we'll also see how they're addressing a critical topic, sustainability. After all, more ships shouldn't mean more pollution, and the industry knows it has to grow responsibly. Ready? Let's cast off on this cruise line tour. First up is the new kid on the block, Virgin Voyages. If you haven't heard, Sir Richard Branson's Virgin Group jumped into the cruise scene recently, and they did it in style. Virgin Voyages launched 4 brand new ships in just 4 years, an unprecedented expansion for a brand new cruise line. Their first ship, Scarlet Lady, set sail in 2021, followed by Valiant Lady in 2022, Resilient Lady in 2023, and now Brilliant Lady here in 2025. Talk about hitting the ground running. As Virgin COO Michelle Bentubo put it, after a period of building, 4 ships in 4 years, it's great to take a moment and consider what's next. That rapid rollout shows Virgin was confident there's a market for their fresh approach to cruising. So, what's special about Virgin Voyages? They've positioned themselves as the cool, boutique experience at sea. These ships are adults only, no kids on board, no kidding. Aiming at young professionals, couples, and groups of friends who want a more upscale, trendy vibe. Think rooftop sun deck lounges with DJ sets, stylish modern decor, and dining curated by Michelin-star chefs, so no boring buffets here. They've even done away with some cruise traditions like set dining times and dress codes. It's all about relaxed luxury, as they call it. From a sustainability angle, Virgin Voyages prides itself on being eco-forward. They are committed to a net zero carbon emissions by 2050 goal, and they built their ships with efficiency in mind. For example, they use innovative tech like climate and heat recovery systems that turn energy heat into electricity, tinted windows, and smart sensors to save energy, and have banned single-use plastics on board. When you sail Virgin, you won't find disposable straws or plastic water bottles. They've even eliminated traditional buffets to reduce food waste. It's a different kind of cruise experience, and it's clearly resonating with a lot of travelers looking for something new. Virgin's quick expansion indicates they've tapped into a segment of cruise demand that wasn't being served before, proof that more people will cruise if the product fits their style. Next, let's talk about Celebrity Cruises, a line known for its blend of modern luxury and innovative ship design. Celebrity has been riding the wave of demand by rolling out their impressive Edge-class ships over the past few years. If you've seen pictures of bright orange moving platforms on the side of a cruise ship, well, that's Celebrity's signature magic carpet on the Edge-class, a floating deck that serves as a bar, restaurant, or tender platform depending on the time of day. It's the kind of novel feature that gets people talking. As of 2025, Celebrity has introduced 4 Edge-class ships, the Edge, Apex, Beyond, and Ascent, and has just christened the 5th one, Celebrity Excel, in November 2025. The Celebrity Excel is particularly noteworthy for a couple of reasons. First, it continues Celebrity's push towards sustainability. Excel is equipped with a new eco-friendly flex fuel engine that can run on multiple types of cleaner fuel. This kind of engine flexibility is a stepping stone toward future fuels like methanol or biofuels. In fact, industry-wide, by 2028, about 50% of all new cruise ship capacity will be able to run on cleaner fuels like LNG or methanol, and Celebrity is a part of that trend. Second, Excel and her sisters are doubling down on experience. For example, Excel is debuting an immersive venue called The Bazaar, which replaces the Eden Lounge on earlier ships to host port-themed festivals and foodie events. They're clearly designing ships to be destinations in themselves. Celebrity's strategy has been to attract what they call modern explorers, travelers who might normally choose a high-end resort or tour, but are enticed by Celebrity's stylish design, upscale dining, and destination focus. The Edge-class ships have elements like infinite veranda staterooms where your whole cabin wall opens to the sea, and high-tech entertainment that wow guests. This approach is paying off. Celebrity wouldn't keep building these big, feature-rich ships if people weren't lining up to sail on them. And indeed, interest is high. When the Celebrity Beyond launched in 2022, it grabbed headlines, and the excitement has only grown with each new sister ship. For you as a traveler, Celebrity's growth means more choices if you're into that resort modern feel. They sail all over the world, so the expansion of their fleet could open up new itineraries or more availability in popular regions like Europe and Alaska. Plus, Celebrity has been aggressively courting younger passengers like Millennials with a taste for luxury by offering things like wellness programs, trendy craft cocktail bars, and even TikTok-friendly culinary experiences on board. It's not your grandma's cruise line, though grandma would probably love it too. In short, Celebrity is capitalizing on the cruise boom by proving that if you make cruise ships cool and classy, a new generation will come. Now, let's shine the spotlight on Disney Cruise Line, a favorite for families and Disney fans, and a line that is massively expanding its fleet. If you remember, for a long time, Disney had just 4 ships: Magic, Wonder, Dream, and Fantasy. But recognizing the surge in demand and how beloved their ships are, often sailing full, Disney decided to double down on cruising in a big way. They launched the Disney Wish in 2022, which was the first of 3 planned Triton-class ships that brings Disney's signature magic to the high seas. And get this, by 2031, Disney plans to have even more ships beyond those, expanding their fleet further. Essentially, Disney sees cruising as the next place to connect with their fans and families, and they're all in. In late 2024, Disney introduced the Disney Treasure, and just a year later, in November 2025, the Disney Destiny launched. These new ships are big, around 144,000 gross tons and carrying around 4,000 passengers each. But Disney is all about quality of experience over sheer size. Each ship has its own theme and unique attractions. For example, the Disney Treasure is themed to adventure, with nods to Aladdin and Jungle Cruise, and Disney Destiny is intriguingly heroes and villains themed, complete with a Marvel superhero statue in its Grand Hall and a Lion King themed restaurant. On Destiny, they even put Spider-Man on the ship's stern art. That's the first time a Marvel character has ever adorned a Disney ship. These details show how Disney is leveraging its storytelling might to create immersive environments on board that you truly can't get anywhere else. The demand for Disney cruises is, in a word, huge. Many sailings sell out quickly, and they often command higher prices than other mainstream cruise lines since people are willing to pay a premium for that Disney experience. But rather than shy away from this demand, Disney is meeting it head-on by building more ships fast. By 2025, Disney's fleet will have grown to 7 ships, with an 8th, the Disney Adventure, coming in 2026 for Asia, from just 4 ships a few years ago. That's nearly doubling capacity. And they're not just copying the old formula. Each new ship is adding new entertainment, Broadway quality shows, high-tech attractions, and, of course, beloved characters around every corner. For travelers, especially families, this expansion is great news. It means more opportunities to get a spot on these in-demand cruises, new itineraries, and continuously fresh experiences even for repeat cruisers. And yes, Disney is mindful of sustainability too. Their new ships like the Wish, Treasure, Destiny are all LNG powered for cleaner emissions, aligning with Disney's broader environmental goals. So you can feel a bit better about the footprint while your kids, or you, no judgment, are meeting Mickey at sea. The takeaway: Disney Cruise Line's growth is a perfect example of how travel demand, in this case, families wanting the Disney magic on a cruise, directly leads to industry growth. More ships, more magic, more happy cruisers. We can't discuss the cruise industry growth without talking about Royal Caribbean International, one of the giants of the industry, and a line that practically defines the phrase mega ship. Royal Caribbean has consistently pushed the envelope on ship size and onboard thrills, and they show no sign of slowing down. In fact, they're one of the leaders in this new build boom, with multiple record-breaking ships coming out back to back. Case in point, Icon of the Seas, Royal Caribbean's newest ship class, which launched in early 2024, is the largest cruise ship class in the world. These Icon ships are a behemoth, about 250,000 gross tons and able to carry nearly 8,000 guests at full occupancy. It's basically a floating city, complete with a water park featuring the largest water slide at sea, an entire central park with real plants, and even a 3-level family townhouse suite. Yes, a townhouse on a ship. Icon of the Seas created such a buzz that when reservations opened, Royal Caribbean had its biggest booking day ever in 53 years. That's just not cruise news, that's a business news headline. The demand was so intense, it broke their sales record. If anyone needed proof that people are clamoring for these new mega ships, there it is. And Royal Caribbean isn't stopping with Icon. Hot on its heels came Utopia of the Seas in mid-2024, the 6th in their Oasis class. Utopia was noteworthy as the first Oasis class ship powered by LNG, making it cleaner and greener. Then in 2025 and 2026, Royal Caribbean will debut the next Icon class ships, with Legend of the Seas sailing in 2026. By the way, these new ships are a part of Royal Caribbean's effort to modernize their fleet with sustainability in mind. They're all being built to be LNG fueled and have advanced tech like fuel cell experiments and waste heat recovery systems. Royal Caribbean has publicly committed to improving their environmental footprint and even testing emission-free technologies on future builds. What does all this mean for you? Bigger ships mean more room for fun. Royal Caribbean's philosophy is basically go big or go home. Each new ship introduces something we haven't seen before, whether it's the tallest slide at sea, robot bartenders, virtual reality bungeeing experiences, or whole new entertainment concepts. They aim to attract not just veteran cruisers, but anyone who might otherwise go to a theme park or Las Vegas. Royal wants you to think, why not do it all in one place? If you're an adrenaline junkie or have an active family, these ships are literally built for you. At the same time, the expansion of fleet capacity, since Royal Caribbean has multiple new ships coming every year for the next several years, means they can serve more guests without compromising on the wow factor. Royal Caribbean is also spreading its ships around, for example, positioning new ships in Texas, Florida, Europe, and so on, which might make it even easier for you to find a departure port close to home on a cutting-edge ship. The competition they bring also nudges other lines to step up their game, which is a win-win for consumers. One more thing worth noting, Royal Caribbean's growth has a trickle-down effect on the travel industry. Their massive new terminals, like the one in Miami for Icon of the Seas, and high passenger volumes are prompting port cities to invest in infrastructure. It's an economic engine, and it's also a hint at how cruising's growth benefits the travel sector broadly, with more on that in a moment. But first, we have a couple more cruise lines to highlight in this growth story. Next on deck is MSC Cruises, a name you might have heard less in the US before, but they are huge globally. In fact, MSC is the world's third largest cruise company and the market leader in Europe. MSC has been aggressively expanding, and their growth plans are truly ambitious. They aren't just building 1 or 2 ships. They have multiple new ships launching every year across different classes, and they're entering new markets with force. MSC's newest wonder ships belong to their futuristic world-class series. For example, MSC World Europa launched in 2022. This vessel turned heads with its unique Y-shaped aft and a swirly 11-deck high slide. And MSC Euribia debuted in 2023, boasting a gorgeous hull mural dedicated to marine conservation and powered by cleaner LNG fuel. Coming up next is MSC World America in 2025, which is tailored for the North American market and home ports in Miami. And MSC has announced they've ordered 2 more world-class megaships for 2029 and 2030, each carrying about 6,762 passengers as a part of a 3.5 billion euro expansion. After those arrive, MSC's fleet will grow from 23 ships in 2024 to 27 ships by 2030. They expect this will help more than double their annual passengers from 2.5 million to 5.7 million by 2030. If those numbers made your eyebrows raise, you're not alone. This is a massive leap, showing how bullish MSC is on cruise demand. MSC is also a leader in environmental initiatives. All their new ships, including the upcoming ones, are being built with dual-fuel LNG engines and cutting-edge green tech. LNG significantly cuts emissions, and MSC is even exploring fuel cell technology and battery assist on some ships. By 2028, 50% of new cruise capacity across the industry will be LNG or methanol capable, and MSC is a big contributor to that stat. They've also made sure that over 70% of their fleet will be able to plug into shore power by 2025, reducing emissions in port, which aligns with the industry trend that 72% of ships will have shore power capability by 2028. But sustainability aside, what's it like to sail on MSC? They bring a European flair to the cruise experience. Think elegant Italian design, a mix of international dining from gourmet Pan-Asian to fresh pasta made daily, glamorous shows, and a more cosmopolitan passenger mix. In recent years, MSC has been courting the North American market heavily. They've based more of their newest, biggest ships in US ports like Miami, Port Canaveral, and New York. They even built a stunning private island in the Bahamas, Ocean Key MSC Marine Reserve, to enhance their Caribbean itineraries. All of this is because MSC recognizes the booming demand and they want a big share of it. For travelers, MSC's expansion means more choices beyond the traditional American cruise lines. They often price competitively and offer kids sail-free deals, which can be appealing if you're cost-conscious. And if you crave the latest ships with all of the bells and whistles, MSC has plenty to offer. Large water parks, Formula One simulator rides, high-tech atriums that transform with LED ceilings, you name it. Importantly, MSC's growth story highlights that the cruise boom isn't just a North American thing. It's worldwide. Europe, Asia, and other markets are all seeing upticks in cruising, and MSC is catering to that global audience. In short, MSC Cruises is betting big on the future, building ships at a breakneck pace and aiming to carry millions more passengers in the coming years. Their commitment to sustainability also means you can enjoy their new ships knowing they're among the more eco-friendly megaships out there, using LNG and advanced tech to reduce their environmental impact. All of this further cements that cruising as a key part of the travel landscape for the foreseeable future. Let's turn to Princess Cruises, a line with a rich heritage that is also stepping up with bigger, more advanced ships to ride the industry growth. Princess has traditionally been known for its mid-sized, elegant ships focusing on great service, fine dining, and destination immersion. But even Princess passengers are craving more amenities and space, so Princess launched a brand new class of ship, the Sphere class, to mark a new era. The first Sphere-class ship, the Sun Princess, debuted in late 2024 and immediately made headlines as Princess's largest ship ever. This beauty carries about 4,300 passengers and is a whopping 175,000 gross tons, the biggest ship in Princess's history and the first Princess vessel powered by eco-friendly LNG. The Sun Princess features some spectacular innovations while keeping that refined Princess atmosphere. For example, it has a stunning multi-level glass dome on the top decks, an indoor/outdoor pool, and entertainment space with a climate-controlled atrium inspired by the terraces of Santorini. By day, it's a relaxing pool with sunshine pouring in. By night, it turns into an entertainment venue with aerial performances. It's wow-worthy, something you might not have associated with Princess in the past, but shows how they are evolving. Following Sun Princess, Princess Cruises launched her sister ship, Star Princess, in summer 2025, which was one of those 4 ships christened in November 2025 that we talked about. Star Princess will likewise be a Sphere-class ship, boasting all the same modern features and LNG propulsion. These new ships each have 29 dining and bar venues, the most ever on a Princess ship, infinity pools at the aft, and tons of balcony cabins to satisfy the demand for private outdoor space. Princess is clearly aiming to entice both loyal guests and newcomers who might have otherwise chosen a larger resort-style ship on another line. Why is Princess investing in larger ships? They've noticed the increasing demand for cruise vacations among all age groups, and they want to remain competitive. While still providing a premium, relaxing experience, they don't want to be left behind in the amenities race. Plus, these bigger ships give Princess more room to incorporate sustainable tech and to spread out passengers, which can enhance comfort and reduce crowding on popular itineraries. For cruisers, Princess's growth means the best of both worlds. You get the line's classic qualities like the adult-only sanctuary retreat, excellent service and enrichment programs, plus the excitement of new ship features and entertainment variety that comes with a larger vessel. It also means more capacity on popular routes like the Caribbean, Alaska, and Europe, which could make it easier to find a Princess cruise that fits your schedule. And if you're someone who maybe dismissed Princess as a bit of traditional before, these new Sphere-class ships might make you take a second look. They're contemporary and gorgeous, aimed at a new generation of Princess guests as well as loyal fans. In short, Princess is proving that you can teach an old sea dog new tricks. They're embracing the industry's growth by innovating while staying true to their brand, ensuring that as cruising attracts more travelers, Princess remains a top choice for many. Last but certainly not least, let's talk about Carnival Cruise Line, often called America's cruise line for its popularity and long history of offering fun, affordable cruises to millions of vacationers. Carnival has the largest fleet in the industry by number of ships, and they've been modernizing that fleet substantially as the industry grows. You might say Carnival is the OG of making cruising mainstream, and they're not about to lose that crown. Carnival's big leap in ship design came with the introduction of their Excel-class ships. These are Carnival's largest and most amenity-packed ships ever, signaling a new direction for the brand. The first was Mardi Gras, which set sail in 2021 and made waves, literally and figuratively, for having the first ever roller coaster at sea on its top deck. Yes, you heard that right. A real roller coaster called Bolt, where guests can strap in and zoom around a track 187 feet above the ocean. Mardi Gras was also the first cruise ship in the Americas to be powered by liquefied natural gas, making it far cleaner than older ships. Carnival basically said, we're going to innovate in fun and in sustainability at the same time, which is a bold move that paid off. Mardi Gras has been a huge hit, delighting guests with features like a massive water park, themed zones on board, and new dining partnerships. Building on that success, Carnival launched Carnival Celebration in 2022 and the Carnival Jubilee in late 2023, both sisters to Mardi Gras. These ships carry around 5,300 guests each and continue the fun ship tradition on a grander scale. Think family-friendly mega resorts with something for everyone. From the Bolt coaster, expansive kids' clubs and teen hangouts, to adults-only retreats and endless bars and live music venues, Carnival's new ships are designed to maximize the fun factor. They even pay homage to Carnival's history. For instance, Carnival Celebration has a theme zone with memorabilia from past Carnival ships, blending nostalgia with modern thrills. Carnival knows that to keep people coming and to entice new cruisers, they have to keep upping the entertainment, dining, and innovation. And it seems to be working. Bookings have been strong, and Carnival has reported that more first-time and younger guests are giving them a try. The value proposition helps too. Carnival often prices its cruises very competitively, meaning the new ships make a Carnival vacation an even better deal considering all the added attractions you get without a big price hike. On the sustainability front, Carnival Corporation, which is the parent company to Carnival, Princess, and other brand names, has made big pledges to reduce emissions fleet-wide. The Mardi Gras and her sister ships being LNG-powered is a cornerstone of that strategy. LNG can cut CO2 emissions by around 20% and virtually eliminate sulfur and soot. Plus, Carnival has been installing advanced air quality systems, called scrubbers, on many ships, using shore power in ports that offer it, and testing biofuels on some vessels. One cool stat, Carnival's Mardi Gras uses LNG not just for propulsion, but to run all its onboard systems, including that Bolt roller coaster. It's a showcase that green technology can support even the flashiest of fun features. Carnival has also eliminated a lot of single-use plastics across its fleet and improved recycling, aligning with the broader cruise industry's environmental efforts. For you, if you're a traveler considering Carnival, the ongoing growth and investment in new ships means you'll have access to new levels of fun and comfort on Carnival in the coming years. They're deploying these big new ships to different home ports, so you don't even have to fly out to Florida to catch one of the newest, coolest ships. More people are cruising than ever, yes, but Carnival's strategy is to ensure it remains a top choice by offering an awesome time at a great price point. And frankly, they're succeeding. We've journeyed through how each major cruise line is expanding and innovating. Now, let's zoom out for the big picture. The cruise industry's rapid growth has some important implications. Cruising's popularity is lifting related industries too. Airlines, for instance, benefit when more people fly to ports for cruises. Hotels gain for pre- and post-cruise overnight stays. This means destinations are seeing a boost. Local tour operators, restaurants, and attractions in port cities get more customers thanks to cruise visitors. In 2023, cruising generated over $168 billion in global economic impact and supported 1.6 million jobs worldwide. That's everything from shipbuilders and crew to taxi drivers and longshoremen. So, cruising's rise is helping fuel a broader tourism recovery and growth. Coastal communities and even entire countries like those in the Caribbean that rely on cruise tourism are seeing record visitor numbers, which can be a big economic lift. For consumers like us, a booming cruise industry means more competition, and that's a good thing. Every cruise line wants your travel dollar, so they are striving to outdo each other in quality, unique experiences, and price offerings. You've probably noticed cruise commercials touting new ships and special deals. With so many new berths hitting the market, cruise lines often offer attractive promotions to fill them. That could mean discounts, added perks like free Wi-Fi or drink packages, or other incentives. Also, niche segments are also growing. Whether you're into luxury small ships, expedition cruises to Antarctica, or themed cruises, there's likely something tailored for you as companies diversify their offerings in the hunt for new customers. The expansion isn't happening without a conscience. As we discussed, cruise lines are investing heavily to make new ships far more environmentally friendly than their predecessors. By 2028, half of the new cruise ships will run on LNG or similar alternative fuels. Many will be shore power capable, meaning zero emissions while docked, and waste management systems are state-of-the-art across the board. Some lines are even testing hydrogen fuel cells and battery hybrids for future ships. What this means, the future of cruising aims to be greener and more tech-forward. As a traveler, you can feel optimistic that your cruise vacations will become more sustainable. You might even experience some of these innovations firsthand. For example, quieter, smoother rides on LNG ships, or informative touches like sustainability tours on board explaining how the ship recycles 100% of its waste. The industry knows it must address environmental concerns to keep growing, and from what we've seen, they're taking significant steps. Responsible growth is the buzzword. With each new ship, we're seeing a blurring of the line between ship and destination. The journey is as much the attraction as the places visited. This has ripple effects on travel expectations. Other sectors, say theme parks, resorts, or even airlines, feel the pressure to enhance customer experience because cruise ships are setting a high bar. When a cruise ship offers a go-kart track or a Central Park-style garden at sea, suddenly travelers expect more creativity everywhere. This competition can spur innovation in all corners of travel. For example, some hotels are now partnering with cruise lines to offer seamless land and sea packages, and theme park companies like Disney are ensuring their park experiences tie into their cruise experiences to keep customers engaged. All in all, Travel is becoming more experiential and personalized, and cruising is a big part of that trend. As cruise lines add ships, they also tend to add new home ports and itineraries. This could make cruising a more convenient vacation option for many people. We're already seeing ships depart from a wider range of ports, not just the usual Miami or Fort Lauderdale, but places like New York, Galveston, Seattle, and LA. Even smaller ports like Baltimore or New Orleans, depending on the line. Plus, more ships mean more itinerary variety. Perhaps new routes in Asia, deeper exploration in regions like the South Pacific or South America, and year-round cruising in places that used to be seasonal. For travelers, that means more chances to find a cruise that fits your schedule and interests. Always wanted to see Japan or the Arctic by cruise? Those options are growing. Want a quick 3-day getaway in a grand 2-week voyage? With more ships, there's likely a cruise of just the right length going to where you want to go. To sum it up, the cruise industry's growth spurt is transforming the travel landscape in a positive way. It's an exciting time whether you're a cruise veteran or someone who's simply curious. The ships are newer and more advanced. The destinations are expanding, and the focus on customer experience and sustainability is stronger than ever. We've covered a lot of ground and sea in this video, from record-breaking new ships and surging passenger numbers to the arms race in innovation and the push for greener cruising. The takeaway is clear. The cruise industry is experiencing a renaissance. It's growing not just in size, but in creativity, inclusivity, and responsibility. And that growth is all about delivering more to travelers like you. More adventure, more relaxation, more value, and more memories. As someone who's been around the deck a few times, I find this era of cruising incredibly exciting. New ships are like new worlds waiting to be explored, each with their own personality and traits. Whether you're daydreaming of sipping a cocktail in Virgin's chic pool club, marveling at Disney's thematic immersion at sea, catching a Broadway-style show on Celebrity, racing down a water slide on Royal Caribbean, indulging in Italian gelato on MSC, enjoying a peaceful balcony sunset on Princess, or screaming with joy on Carnival's roller coaster, there's a cruise experience with your name on it. So, what does this mean for you? It means if you haven't considered a cruise before, now might be the perfect time to give it a try, because the industry has never offered so much variety and value as it does today. And if you're already a cruise fan, you have a lot to look forward to. Keep an eye on those new ship announcements and itineraries. You might just discover your next must-cruise ship is launching sooner than you think. Pro tip, with so many new ships coming out, cruise lines often run special inaugural seasonal deals and added perks to entice people aboard, so you can snag some great opportunities if you plan ahead. And don't forget, the early bird gets the cabin with the best view. Thank you so much for watching and diving into all of this with me. The cruise industry is exploding with innovation right now, and if this video didn't get you fired up to plan your next sailing, I don't know what will. If you picked up something new today, or you're feeling that spark to travel smarter and more often, go ahead and smash that like button. And if you want more cruise deep dives, theme park intel, and freedom-focused travel tips, hit subscribe and join the Destination Luxe community. And listen, if you're ready to stop wasting PTO, stop settling for average vacations, and actually build the kind of travel life you've been daydreaming about, I'd love to help coach you through it. I help my clients stretch their PTO, choose the right sailings, and craft trips that feel intentional, elevated, and effortless. You can book your trip planning session using the link in the description. I'm Alec, and remember, your time off is powerful. Use it boldly. Thanks for watching, and as always, safe travels.